Hi guys, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. That way you'll never miss a new video. Enjoy!
I probably know better than most how that can mess someone up. I guess I never really did take my own advice.
What was that?
Is it possible for a skeleton to feel sick to his stomach without actually having one?
Wait, after such a dramatic pause, that's your big epiphany?
No. I guess I just never realized that the idea of spilling my guts made me feel so nervous. Okay, Alphys, how much do you know about the theory of alternate timelines? And resets? Oh, good. You're growing very well, little one. Those leaves are doing much better now. Not so yellow anymore. You're coming along very nicely, too.
He still talks to his plants. He speaks to them like he didn't murder those humans. Disgusting humans. Losing focus on who you hate here?
Did you say something?
Nah.
That should be enough leaves. Let's head back home. Frisk?
I'm a bad kid.
Frisk, what brought this on? If this is about whatever has happened...
I attacked another kid at school today, Dad.
Now, regardless of what happened, I'm sure there was a reason. That does not make you a bad...
No. I got angry. And I know what you're going to say. It was an accident. But it wasn't. I really hurt him. I wanted him to hurt. I wanted to make him suffer. If someone hadn't stopped me... And you'll say, no, that's not who you really are, but do you really know that? Every time it gets harder and harder to stop myself. Can't wait for the day when no one is around to stop me. Just can't seem to stop hurting people, it seems. Even when I think I'm doing something for the greater good, someone has to suffer, so do you really know?
I think I do, little one. I really do.
I don't know what else to do.
Funny how much you remind me of them.
Of who?
Chara, my other little one.
I do?
Oh, yes, very much so. Not just in appearances. Now, why don't we go start up that tea? We have much to talk about.
Dad, now that you mentioned them, what was Chara like?
I will never forget the day they fell down into the underground. Asriel had been playing in the ruins when he found them. When they first arrived at our home, they were quiet, reserved. Really, they hardly spoke out at all. After recovering from their fall, it still took some time for them to come out of their shell. It was Asriel who worked the hardest to bring them out. He really took a shining to them right away. And I think Chara felt the same way with him. And in time, they warmed up to Toriel and myself too. That's when we really learned what Chara thought of themselves, and others around them.
Thanks, Mr. King.
You know you can call me Asgore, or even Dad if you like, little one.
Oh, okay, Mr. King, Dad.
Their view on humanity. I cannot imagine what could have caused them to have such anger in their heart. But they were determined to make sure monsters didn't see them the same way. They had a very strong sense of duty to stand up for what was right. Sometimes it led to more trouble in the end, though I knew their heart was in the right place. It was difficult on them, feeling like they had to make up for the sins of humankind and losing their temper along the way. They were so conflicted with themselves. There are times I wonder if that was how they got so sick in the end.
So, Chara had it pretty tough. I had no idea.
There was a lot riding on their shoulders. In the end, I know the blame mainly lies with us. I had put so much pressure on Chara, always saying they were the future of humans and monsters. I often forgot that they were just a child. The burden of being the future of monsters shouldn't have all been on them alone. And even now, I very well might be doing the same thing to you. A job like ambassador shouldn't fall to a child.
Dad, no, this isn't your doing. None of this is your fault. Besides, I accepted the position, and I want to keep doing it. What's been happening is on me. It's been snowballing ever since we left the underground. Let's say you had an ability to undo everything you did. Any good thing, any bad thing, and no one would remember afterwards. Would you use it?
The change to undo every single thing I've done, every atrocity I've ever committed erased. That would sound like an ideal power to have, wouldn't it? After all, I've done deplorable things in the past. Reversing that would probably be something I would have wanted back then. But even for the sake of argument, that the ability was real, I don't think I could ever bring myself to use it. Right now, I am content. My people have finally reached the surface after so many years being trapped in the dark. And now we have the sun and the stars. My family is safe and happy, and I have this cabin surrounded by nature and quiet. There isn't a thing I would change.
Not even if you could go back to stop yourself from taking those human souls. But why?
Because, little one, I am afraid that's not how life is supposed to work. I made my bed with those choices of mine, and now I must lie in it. These are the consequences of my actions. Not even an old king like me should be free of those. Only looking at the past isn't healthy, Frisk. If you only think about what you could have done before, you'll miss the chance to decide what you want to do now. If you have the determination to, you can learn from your past mistakes instead of running from them. Become the person you want to be here and now, when it really matters.
Yeah, you're right. Shouldn't be running or looking back anymore. And there's something that I should tell you. The reason why I mentioned the power to undo everything. It's actually... I'm... there. I can't...
Frisk, what's wrong? Are you all right?
I think I need a minute.
I don't understand, little one. Maybe...
Just a minute. I promise. What do you want now, Chara? I'm done waiting, Frisk. And your 48 hours are up.
Frisk, hold on. What is... Howdy, Toriel. I'm afraid now might not be... Frisk, actually, yes. They came to my home to... Well, they seem...
You've been ignoring my warnings long enough, Frisk. I'm done watching you play around. So if you don't wrap it up and reset, I'll force you to. You done? Or do you plan to keep monologuing for a bit longer? Depends. Are you still planning on giving me the attitude again? Nah, I had my fun. You win. Let's reset right now. You actually decided to grow a brain cell and see reason. Sure did. Well, what are you waiting for? Is this your idea of a joke? No, but I gotta say, the the fact that you are so dead set on resetting that you never once stopped to check and see if I still could does make for a pretty good punchline.